You're looking live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for race number 5 of the Top Tier Racing O'Reilly Series, season number 5. As qualifying now underway here currently, the 1.5 mile track in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's currently on the racetrack right now. We got new drivers saying their 2 lap times. We'll go to Dylan Canova here in the 70 machine, who's currently on the front straightaway, working his first timed lap in the left side of your screen as well. 2 drivers completed lap times here at Vegas, so it's gonna be daytime here, pretty slick at Vegas as well. You're in the middle of the desert, so obviously track temp could be a little bit higher than probably a typical Vegas race. Usually these races kind of ran at nighttime, but we'll see temperature it'll be during the race as Christian Proctor goes top of the board. His lap time is rolling in here, about 3.5 minutes left in qualifying. As it looks like, we'll see what Dylan Canova goes. He'll go to P number, looks like 5 in that 70 machinist. Christian Proctor currently on top of the board. Will he go quicker on his second lap time? Looks like he will. He'll go 400s quicker on his second lap there. Sage Greco now goes top of the board in the 17 machine. On his first time lap is JD Van Kirk. Goes up to 3rd. David Chivley up the 3rd as well. So lap time is rolling in. Timothy Presley made his lap as JD Van Kirk down the back. It's Carson Rowland as Dylan Canova goes up to 2nd now. We'll see where Van Kirk can get himself back in the top 5. Currently sits in 7th as Wilson goes up to 6th. Coming off of turn 4 to the stripe he goes. Van Kirk will go a slightly quicker, move himself up to 8th here currently. Sage Greco still on pole position for now, with 2.5 minutes left in qualifying, a little bit under halfway left. You got Brody Floyd on the racetrack, Kenny Kuko pulling off a pit lane, looks like. Van Farren on pit road. Michael Wiseman coming off pit lane as well. Those are the 4 drivers currently on the racetrack as of now. David Floyd for his first timed lap. Looks like he'll go in P at number 4 in that 20 machine. Cross line is going to go slow as Latham Joyner goes with a 2nd as well. He was 0.003 of a second off of Sage Greco. So we'll go to Thomas Osborne here. He's currently on the pit lane as Kenny Kuko out for his last lap here. Coming across the line, we will go to P8. It looks like they're in that 71 machine. Michael Wiseman currently in the top 5 spot and 5th. Can he go to pole position here on his 2nd timed lap? He's about a little bit more than a 10th off of pole of Sage Greco. He's running that bottom white line a bit loose here off of turn 4 once again. We saw from Brady Floyd earlier. Off of turn 4, what lap time will he get? He will go quicker and he will go to 2nd. No, actually 3rd. We go to 3rd behind Latham Joyner. Very close lap times between the top 3. Under 15 thousandths of a second between those 2 drivers. It's Jake Raven out on the racetrack right now. Not going to be able to really get a lap time in. Jonathan Marsh, he'll be able to get this lap in here if he can knock any X's on his 2nd timed lap. Raven not going to be able to set a lap time. He's probably getting some more practice. Yeah, he can. This is going to be a 26 car field. Going to take the green here tonight. It's clock winding down. Jonathan Marsh loose here off of turn 4, sliding into the grass. His lap time will not count. Raven down the back, only 5 seconds left in qualifying, so he's not going to have enough time. But Sage Greco will win the pole here at Las Vegas for the Charlie Strong 150. As right now, these drivers are going to be getting a little warm-up session and grid up here in the next few minutes' time. So we'll take a quick break. We'll subside and we'll be right back here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, hello everyone, we're back here live at Las Vegas. We're gonna have some technical difficulties with our overlays, but we will be going live here in a few moments time. As basically gotta take the hard left turn on the pit road. And these drivers gotta do battle here for 100 laps, 150 miles here at Vegas. As pace car off in pit lane. Sage Greco will lead us to the green. And green flag is out. Greco and Latham Joyner side by side, pretty much even through the start zone. Who will get the advantage down in turn 1 and 2? Looks like the outside lane has a little bit of advantage on the intro to turn 1. Let's see, they come off of turn at number 2, this time by on the first lap. Is Greco clear? Not quite yet of Latham Joyner. They're still side by side down the back. They're also side by side behind them as well. Michael Wiseman gave it a loose there on the exit of turn 4. Very sad. We saw some smoke there as here comes Dylan Canova. Huge wreck in the back. Big car, bunch of cars involved there. No caution out yet. We stay green for now at Vegas. One car blown up though. One driver had to come down pit lane, but we stay green for now. Go back up to the front of the field. Single file for the most part here. The top 6 or so make it top about 10. Single file back out was a lot of midfield drivers involved in that wreck there. One driver blown up as well. Side by side here, it's Brady Floyd and Michael Wiseman. Yeah, for turn number 4, we'll be able to see quickly in a few moments' time who was involved in that wreck and look at replay in a moment's time. So we should be having, yeah, everything should be up now here. Sorry for technical difficulties, but got back working. So currently lap number 4 of 100, like I mentioned. A quick look at the wreck who happened on lap number 1 as well. Just side by side here. That's Carson Rowland and Michael Wiseman as well, side by side here off turn number 4. Sage Greco currently leads over Latham Joyner, so we'll be able to go finally back to the wreck and what happened on lap 1. Currently driver out on the racetrack, that's Bryson Anderson who's out currently. Dave Van Kirk a couple laps down as well, so we'll take a quick look a few laps ago. What happened on that lap 1 incident between those drivers, as this was on lap 1. We're looking at JD Van Kirk here currently, coming in the mid pack here. Look at the replay. As we're still, I'll let you guys know if there's a caution and whatnot happens once we go back live. But here's the initial start here. That wreck happened off of turn number 4, it seems like. So Van Kirk right in the middle of this one, this pack right here. This King Kugo goes up a little high as well in front of him. So down the back, pretty smooth down the back here. Most side by side, a little, not really too much contact. But then here off of turn number 4. JD Van Kirk goes up the racetrack a little bit. In front of him, looks like Gumbo drives to the wall, but Van Kirk hits someone else in the 32 involved. That's Bryson Anderson. He was the one who blew his engine, and everyone else having to avoid that mayhem. Turn driver through the grass. That was Jorge Lesma Jr. Looks like on that 44 machine. So those 3 drivers involved in that wreck. But we stay green for now here on lap number 8. Sorry again for the technical difficulties there for a few moments' time, but we're back here live with the ticker. Now they all sorted out, but side by side here, Jacob Thornton and Michael Wiseman Jr. Last week's winner, Jesse Atkinson, doesn't look like he's here tonight at Vegas, so he's not going to be able to go back to back here. So far, we've had, I believe, 4 different winners in 4 races so far this season. It's been pretty competitive so far. There hasn't been really too many front runners able to be too crazy out ahead. Obviously, the first three racetracks of the schedule are very unique racetracks. You got Daytona, Atlanta, and Coda. Obviously, Daytona and Atlanta being more super speedways and Coda being a road course. So this is really the true, I guess, quote-unquote first typical intermediate racetrack. Obviously, Phoenix last week. That race is more like a short track than an intermediate mile track, but Vegas is really where we see kind of the bread and butter of NASCAR, and obviously the top tier racing as well. So the top three are pulled away from the rest of the field. Brady Floyd kind of no man's land there, blinking in and out as well, so probably won't go on to him live too much as we'll glitch out our camera just a little bit. This kind of no man's land there in fourth place from this pretty big pack, as you guys are a bit loose off of turn 4. I believe this track temp pretty hot so far tonight. 95-degree track temp, right smack in the middle of the afternoon here in Vegas. So it's gonna be pretty hot throughout the day, throughout this race, and I'm sure we'll only get hotter from here on out as well. This is almost 3 miles, 1 jar away up the racetrack. It's Timothy Presley trying to run that top side. Has a good momentum here down the front straightaway. And he's going to maybe clear Carson Rowland. And he will there in the turn number 1. So almost some contact between him and Jacob Thornton. I'm sure a lot of these drivers got some practice here in the official series as well. Obviously, this week being week 13, there was not a B-Fix series, which is the O'Reilly cars, I should say, yet Las Vegas. It was the B-Open series, so it was an open setup. So drivers probably didn't. Oh, it's Brady Floyd down in the grass there. Couldn't see him for a second. He's been blinking in and out this whole race, and he's going to be really slow down the front straightaway. I'm sure he's going to get caught here from the pack behind. This pack racing very tough here as Michael Wiseman as Jacob Thornton side by side for turn 2. Thornton got to clear. Down the back he goes. The single file out for the most part. As we go further on back here, it's Kenny Kuko in that 10th place machine. Nick Ruffini in 11th. Jacob Wilson currently kind of found himself here in 12th place. Drafty Beef as well, and Christian Proctor, who's pretty quick in qualified 5th. He's out of 9th here early on. As Timothy Presley, the biggest gainer so far tonight, up 10 spots. It seems like actually 10 spots so far tonight. Started in 16th place. He's looking to be really quick here early on. Gotta make sure you don't burn up those tires too quickly though. With this hot track temp at Vegas, especially those right rear tires, that could really cost you a lot of time later in the run. Looks like Brady Floyd, Jacob Thornton kind of found some momentum here after Floyd going to the grass, and Thornton kind of clearing himself through the field. So Thornton up 6 spots, Presley up 10 as we're side by side here around 9th place as Michael Wiseman falling back quickly. He's down 8 positions since the start, dropped the green flag. And I don't know if he's trying to save a lot of tires or just kind of struggling here early on in tonight's race. Maybe just had that qualifying speed and just couldn't really figure out the long run to his cautions out on the racetrack. Looks like further on back, might be Marty White involved there. Oh yeah, Marty White, no front end. So I'm sure he's got some sort of damage involved there. Obviously damage on the race car. Brian Lorenzo as well involved. So we'll see what happened here down the back, and Brian Lorenzo as well blinking out. So this was for around 20, I think around 20th place. Excuse me, this was for around 17th. So Marty Way on the outside wall, goes down the racetrack a little bit, just gets loose and comes down in front of Brian Lorenzo, and bam, in the inside wall hard. I don't know if Lorenzo got into it. It's actually Marty White's engine blown up, so actually I'm not sure if someone else got involved as well in that one. Let me look at this one once more, but looks like the loose racing conditions and hard hit in the inside wall, tire barriers as well, trying to stop the car. And oh, someone else, I think it was Jake Raven, had the outside wall to avoid. Let's see, Brian Lorenzo has front end damage. I don't, he's kind of blinking there in and out a little bit. Slightly taps the inside wall, and this could be definitely a pit road for him to try to fix up that damage as well. So it looks like everyone coming down pit lane. The pit lanes are very, very busy right now tonight. So who won the race off pit lane? Oh, Latham Joyner with a good run. Looks like he will win the race off pit road. and Sage Greco will be in second. We'll move there for that 3 machine. Looks like Canova will be third, Floyd will be fourth, Thornton will be fifth off of pit lane. So while these drivers go back green, we'll take a quick little break. We're back here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I was back live here at Las Vegas. Pace car gonna turn the hard left turn on the pit road, and Latham Joyner will lead us to the green for the first time tonight. For his first time tonight, I should say, as green flag back in the air. Joyner with a great start there, great launch on the inside line. Looks like Timothy Presley, that's who that was, just did not get a good launch on the inside. Actually, no, it was Kenny Kuko, excuse me. Presley on the inside of Brady Floyd for fifth. Kuko just not get a good launch to the gears, it seems like. On that restart, as the top 5 or so have cleared single file out, making the top 8. As side by side here, Jacob Wilson, Carson Rowland, and David Shively as up the racetrack they go. Christian Proctor may have gotten back in there of Jacob Wilson's. Oh, one driver around. That's David Shively right there in the 85 machine. Grid save for that 85 as he keeps it straight down the front straightaway, but he's got a lot of spots in the meantime as we have side by side action further on front. Brady Floyd side by side with Timothy Presley, and here comes Kenny Kuko. The drivers on those fresh Goodyear tires. I mean, there's a little bit less grip, not warmed up tires quite yet, as here comes Dylan Canova to the inside of Latham Joyner for the race lead now. In turn number 3, looks like Canova will clear for the first time tonight, and he'll take the race lead and lead his first lap of the night as well on lap number 21. So top 3 have kind of duked it out a little bit here as they kind of swapped all sorts of positions. So now Latham Joyner still in the same spot as he was, but Dylan Canova up 3 spots in the race lead currently, and Sage Greco down 2 in third. But Timothy Presley kind of right there in the meantime, hanging in that 4th place spot. On the outside line, maybe trying to get that clean air on his race car and be able to rotate that car easily. We'll see. It looks like side by side here, Sage Greco, Latham Joyner once again down the front straightaway. Up the racetrack he goes, a little side draft in there, but Joyner will clear off a turn 2. That's gonna allow Dylan Canova to pull away just a slight bit from our race leaders, but Timothy Presley. Interesting strategy here on the outside line. Gotta be careful you don't burn up those tires too quickly in this hot track temp here at Vegas. There goes Presley to the inside now of Sage Greco. He gets a bit loose off of turn 2. He's going to back out. Maybe, as now he looks to the inside once more. But Greco now on the outside trying to make it work. Press up the racetrack in that dirty air. He's going to stay in fourth place for now. As most is single file for the front few drivers, and mostly single file throughout most of the field. Got Robert Altman here, side by side with Jonathan Marsh. This is for 15th place. In about the mid-pack. About 5 seconds away from our race leaders as Marsh way up the racetrack he goes. And here comes Jorge Ledesma Jr. to the inside. Is he going to take advantage of that? Not quite. Up front here, Jacob Thorin and Drafty Beef side by side. Thorin had a good run earlier tonight. He's kind of been struggling maybe after that pit stop here. Just didn't get the track position that he wanted. Simply press it up in front. The clear of Sage Greco. As side by side here, Christian Proctor as well. With Brady Floyd to the inside. Proctor goes up the racetrack to the clear here off turn 4. These drivers had a little bit of, I guess, beef after last week at Phoenix. Little arts and crafts from Brady Floyd in the chat, but looks like Proctor will clear for 5th place on the racetrack. That Floyd kind of backing off here at the beginning of this run. It's only been about 9 laps on these tires, but he's now dropped down to 7th place. Yeah, those drivers had some contact at Phoenix, but nothing intentional between those two. Just some racing incidents, it seemed like, from that track in Arizona. As Floyd struggling there off of turn number 4. Kind of saw how loose he was, but he keeps it straight for now down the front straightaway. But here comes King Kuko to the outside now for 7th. Some drivers in the SI wall a little further on back in turn 1. It sounds like from the camera angle. As we got side by side up here for the race lead. For I guess 2nd place. Timothy Presley trying to work that top side. I just have a feeling he's going to burn those tires out way too quickly early on in tonight's race. We've only been on these tires for about 10 laps or so, but with how hot this track temp is and how greasy this car seems like, it seems like those tires probably going to wear out quickly, especially that right rear, and how much that gets slid throughout the corner. Sage Greco now works his way by Timothy Presley for 3rd. So Greco on the outside retains his spot, so gets back his spot for that 3rd place position. As Presley now falling back just a little bit here. And kind of what I was saying, just burns up those tires a little bit too much. Trying to keep up those race leaders and try to battle with them too much on the top side. We'll see how that hurts him throughout this run and how long this fuel run is as well. That could play a factor in why he's pushing so hard in the meantime. We're mostly up out throughout the rest of the field. A little bit of a packs here, but no one's too close together to make a move in the turn number 1, it seems like. As we'll take a quick look at our weather once again, a track temp has risen, and no, it's actually dropped just a little bit, it seems like. So it's dropped about 1 degree, nothing too crazy though, but something we gotta keep an eye out throughout tonight's race as well. As camera is very zoomed in the turn number 3, but the top 3 once again. Kind of dominant cars so far tonight. We'll see if those drivers can stay out front when it matters the most, though. And who will be best at saving the tires as well. Canova looking good so far early on. Started that 4th place spot, but I think Joyner and Greco are also good at tire saving as well. Also, like I mentioned, Timothy Presley up 12 positions so far tonight. These are the most on the rest of the field. I think the second most is Dan Farron, who's up 13. Actually, he's the most at the current moment. Looks like Greco and Layden Joyner now side by side off of turn 4 and now through the tri-oval. Joyner got clear in the turn number 1 though. But it's not done yet. Here comes Greco to the inside of Joyner. Well, maybe a slide job move here off of turn 4 and turn 2, excuse me. Not quite. Joyner got a little bit of draft on the back straightaway. But still 2x2 or side by side here. 4 seconds. Off of turn number 4, it's going to be pretty tight. Joyner almost barely maybe scraped the outside wall there from 4, but he'll clear for 2nd. Now on the tri-oval. Now Brady Floyd on the back bumper of Christian Proctor. So right now they're catching Timothy Presley out in front, who burnt up his stuff just a little bit too much. these first 15 laps of the race. I believe there might have been a driver through grass. See if we can see that. I heard someone go to the grass. Looks like it might have been Jacob Wilson, very slow on the turn 1. Yeah, it was Jacob Wilson. I've heard it from the camera angle. Oh no, actually Dan Farron. Oh wow, spinning through the grass. No caution out for that though. But we stayed green. Let's go lose a lot of spots. 0 caution is now out. Maybe a separate incident though. And yes it is, that's Brady Floyd. Christian Proctor tangled again possibly. Off of turn 4 now the front straightaway right. We're looking at the replays. Brady Floyd resets. And he might be done for the night. So we'll see what happened there. Looks like yeah, it looks like contact off of 4. Floyd blown up engine. Not sure who initiated the contact. Looks like Floyd may have moved up the racetrack here off of turn number 4, but this is off turn 2 down the back. So we can get a chopper camera this one. So Floyd looking the inside is for 5th place actually. Floyd getting tight on the inside of the racetrack. Up the racetrack he goes. Proctor on the outside wall. This kind of comes down, but it looks like hard racing to me. I think can't really blame Proctor right there at all. I mean, looks like Floyd may have left him a little room, but you know when you're driving on the edge, you can't really do much there. But see if we can see a better angle this one right from the front. See Floyd goes up the racetrack just a little bit. Proctor does so too, and maybe a little contact there. If anything, and a little bit of netco as well. As Floyd is done for tonight. Engine blown up. Proctor looks like he's able to continue. But he's definitely got some damage on that 13 machine as well. So it's our second caution tonight here. And Gujar is once again down pit lane here on the second caution. Looks like no one got luck to stay out. That's how important tires are here tonight, right now, currently. Now off of pit lane, looks like Jacob Thornton. 2-tire call maybe for that 42 machine. Worked out for his teammate Jesse Atkinson last week at Phoenix. We'll see if he did take 2 tires. Maybe it was a fuel only call right there for our 42 machine. Down in his box, looks like it was fuel only for that 42. Interesting call there. Maybe just being a little concerned here for the tire amounts. I believe these drivers said maybe have 4 extra sets, I believe. I'll have to give confirmation on that here in a moment. But he's gonna try to save a set here. Maybe use it closer towards the end. Also, if you are watching here live on Legends Racing Network, make sure you like the stream and subscribe as well to the channel to support Legends Racing Network and also all the leagues that we broadcast as well. Be greatly appreciated. As looking right now, they have 4 sets of tires, extra set of tires, so some of these drivers only have 2 sets left in the pit box with around a little bit more than 60 laps to go. So it is doable, but Thornton with 3 extra sets of tires, that 1 extra set could definitely add up late and be very, very important here tonight, depending on when the caution flag flies. As green flag is out, Jacob throwing a little bit of a wheel spin there on the initial start, but it looks like he's good to go. He shows the outside line. He's clearing the turn number 1, but I'm sure these tires are going to be really deadly here in a moment's time. As up the racetrack, some drivers go. Looks like Timothy Presley almost to the side of Dylan Canova. So on the back they go. Latham Joyner should make easy work here of Jacob Thornton in turn number 3 and 4. And yes, he will. As Latham clears. As here comes Dylan Canova, big run off of turn 4. He wants that race lead back here quickly. He's the inside now over current race leader Latham Joyner. But side by side into turn number 1. Who will have the advantage? It looks like pretty even down into turn number 1 and off of turn 2. Looks like Joyner has a run. Canova a bit loose. Looks like he'll lose out that battle for now. He was dropped on the 2nd place here currently, right in front of Sage Greco. As there's Timothy Presley there. Didn't have the greatest restart there for that 07 machine, but he's currently at 5th place spot. As Key Kuko making his way up through the field. Kind of did not have the greatest start of tonight's race, but on lap 40, about almost halfway of this race, he's up in 4th place. He's in a good spot to maybe have a chance at a good run tonight in that top 5's position. As Jacob Thornton still finding those old tires there. He's currently in 7th place. As the drivers behind him about 25 lap fresher tires. That 42 machine. Question is, how long is he planning on to stay out on those sets of tires? And when will those caution flag flies as well? These are the 2 main questions he's probably wondering in the back of his mind as well. As now he's being passed here from Jorge Lesman Jr., who's up that 7th place spot. He's going to clear off of turn 4. And here comes Carson Rowland as well to the inside. They use a little bit of that apron to make that move down the front straightaway. As off of turn number 2. Looks like they'll both clear for 7th and 8th. As Thornton will move himself down to 9th place, side by side here. Not quite actually, his nose to tail. With Dylan Canova and Latham Joyner up at the top 3 once again. Those are going to be the drivers to beat tonight. And so dominant out in front, have been 1, 2, 3 for pretty much the majority, if not all tonight's race under green flag conditions. It's up the racetrack. They both go all 3 different lines here through turn 1. Joining up the racetrack though, Canova looks to the inside. Can you take advantage of this one? Down the back straightaway they go. This nose even down. Turn number 3, looks like Canova driving in deep. He's going to clear off of turn 4. Joyner a bit loose off of 4 as well, but caution is out now here on the racetrack. Looks like Drafty Beef a little slow on the apron. Most likely he was involved there in that 2 machine. And looks like he was. There's 3 wide. Jake Raven, Jacob Thornton, Drafty Beef, and Christian Proctor as well. There's a little contact. Raven got in the Drafty Beef's right rear there and up in the Thornton down in the outside wall as well down the back. So we'll see what really went on there. I'm not sure who came up and who came down. It looks like Raven. Looks like kind of both came together there in the back. Maybe Jack TV just came up a little bit more and the Jake Raven came down, I would assume, looking from that angle, but it only has opened this time by, but I'm sure we'll see no one except Jacob Thornton most likely. Some of the drivers faking down pit lane. It looks like most likely Jacob Thornton will come down. Also trying to fix his damage as well. So Dan Farron also coming down. And Jacob Thornton is coming down as well. going to be Noah Fala back up here. We'll see what lanes these drivers choose. I think if I was one of these drivers, I'd probably choose the bottom lane here on this restart. It seems like that probably been just a little bit better lane here tonight so far. We'll see if anyone else thinks differently. Looks like Joyner does choose bottom, same as Sage Greco. And looks like Kenny Kuko on the top side there. What about Jorge Lesman Jr. having a great run there in that 5th place spot? In that 44 machine. Got a top 3 at Daytona earlier this season. So we're going to maybe get a good finish here. We're almost the halfway point in this one. A couple laps away. Getting to that 50 lap mark. And come to 50 to go. Most of the field now has 2 sets of tires left. So 2 sets for 50 laps should be pretty doable in these O'Reilly Series cars. But we've seen a lot of tire wear so far tonight. I think I've had these cautions kind of spread out just a little bit. We've had a couple green flag runs and then a couple cautions as well. 3 cautions so far tonight. So we're on pace for around 6 cautions tonight as well. But Latham Joyner get lead us in the restart zone, and green flag is back out. Latham Joyner on the gas quickly a little bit. Maybe a wheel spin there on the top side. They want the racetrack just a little bit, but Dylan Canova is clear on the bottom if he wants it. We'll see if he stays up top. Looks like he will for now. So he goes to the bottom of the racetrack now. Let's see, here comes Sage Greco as well. The top 3, not top 4, have cleared out. Here comes Dylan Canova for the race lead here in the turn number 3. Canova got rep that bottom of the racetrack. Can he clear off for turn 4? Not quite yet. Latham Joyner got a good run down the front straightaway. Watch out for Sage Greco. He hasn't really led a lot of laps today. He started on pole position. He's kind of been married back in that 3rd, 2nd place so far tonight. This looks like Canova and Latham Joyner are wanting to lead here early, as here comes Timothy Presley again to the inside. Being aggressive off on these restarts. Oh, Canova moves off of turn 4. What a move for the race lead. Good save the machine as he takes the race lead away from Latham Joyner off of turn 4. A little bit of a slide ways there off of turn 4, taking that race lead. But now he's trying to pull away from that 3 machine behind. Looks like about 2 car length gap between those 2 drivers now, as Timothy Presley still side by side for 3rd. He'll workers are back up behind Sage Greco. You know, Christian Proctor, who was involved in that caution with the Brady Floyd earlier tonight, he looks like he doesn't have too much damage, and he's doing well. That 5th place spot in that 13 machine. Sage Greco to the inside of Latham Joyner. Here comes Timothy Press and Christian Proctor as well. They're now out of this picture yet, as that's allowing Dylan Canova to pull away quite a bit so far early on after this restart. Looks like Greco's got to clear Latham Joyner. Joyner will slide himself out in the 3rd place. Is that Joyner out to attack here from Timothy Presley. Presley loose on the racetrack. Still a little bit loose off of turn 4. Christian Proctor now has a good run. Really take it 3 wide? No, he won't. He'll stay behind for now. Proctor looking quick here. As here comes Kenny Kuko as well. So you have a 4-way battle here for 3rd place currently. The top 2 have kind of pulled away from the rest of this pack. There's no contact. Kenny Kuko got in the back bumper. It looks like with Timothy Presley. Presley hits the outside wall pretty hard there. But he stays ahead of Kenny Kuko for now, but he's very tight through turn 3 and 4. We'll take a quick replay of what happened there. Looks like just a bad shove there from Kenny Kuko. And well, Timothy Price is lucky he didn't hit that wall at a different angle. As side by side here is Jorge Ledesma Jr. and David Shively. It's for 9th and 10th. Stewart 3 and 4 to go. Shively on the bottom of the racetrack. They got a good run on the turn number 3 off of turn 4. What will he do? Looks like Ledesma Jr. will clear for 9th place. Jacob Wilson now side by side here off of turn number 4 of Jake Raven. He'll clear for 11th place spot. Further up ahead, looks like Christian Proctor kind of in the back bumper here of Latham Joyner. This is for 3rd as well. But most of the field kind of single file back out for now. We'll be our Ellerin and crank it up here. And with 45 laps to go here at Vegas. Spike 5 from our Ellerin crank up, and during that segment we saw Sage Greco take the race lead away from Dylan Canova. Around 42 laps to go, and now side by side for our 3rd place spot of Latham Joyner and Christian Proctor. Guys have been side by side for quite some time. Presley loose off of turn number 2. Now side by side with Kenny Kuko, and here comes Nick Ruffini as well. We saw last week how good of a tires here Sage Greco was at Phoenix. Looks like that is carried over here at Vegas as well. Back up here, Latham Joyner still side by side with Christian Proctor as well. Looks like Proctor look the inside now of Latham Joyner, excuse me. For third again. Side by side here, further on back as Kinko away at the racetrack, almost in the outside yellow wall. As here come Jorge Lesman Jr. He's on the inside for 7th. It's Timothy Preston likes what he sees in his rearview mirror right now. As the drivers behind him are duking out here for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And also 10th as well, as here comes Carson Rolands in the picture here in the 90 machine. Christian Proctor got around Latham Joyner, but Joyner not letting it get easily as Latham Joyner clears himself on again and once into turn number 1. As these drivers bundled up here in mid-pack, as old Jorge Lesman Jr. a bit loose there for turn number 2. Let's go out. Timothy Preston to clear as Nick Ruffini up in the 5th place now. These drivers are a bit loose here off these exits of the corners. You can just tell those tires are squealing on the right front, the right rear. I mean, see a little bit of smoke as well coming from those rear tires. It's Proctor and Latham Joyner once again side by side as they kind of allow the top 2 to check out. It was a Proctor a bit loose on the inside there, clips that white line. I think he's got to give the position here to Latham Joyner. Yes, he will. This will slide himself behind in the 4th. Now King Kuko in 8th place as Carson Roland and Jorge Lesman Jr. in 9th and 10th as Christian Proctor and Latham Joyner once again side by side. Down to number 1 and 2. Proctor on the low line, Latham Joyner on the high line. Still side by side with these 2 drivers. It's allowed Nick Ruffini and the rest of the field to catch up to him as now Proctor lets the Joyner by down the back straight away. And how many laps go until these drivers have to pit? I would assume it'd probably be pretty soon, probably around with around 30 laps to go, I'd have to guess. Now split these tires in half would probably be the best call here for most of these drivers, as about 4th through 10th are within about 2 seconds of each other, so very close between those 2 drivers, those few drivers. And then 1st, 2nd, and 3rd very spread out right now currently. Sage Greco just took that race lead and pulled away big time, as these drivers are about almost now 2 seconds slower than their fastest lap times currently. As the tire fall off has been pretty intense so far tonight. Side by side up ahead, Jake Raven on the inside of Carson Roland, and 3 and 4 a bit loose there. The off of turn 4 as well. Looks like Raven may clear here, as these 2 packs are kind of separated from each other. As Nick Ruffini and Jacob Wilson have caught up to now our 3rd place finish driver of Christian Proctor and Latham Joyner. And so comes Joyner down pit lane now. First green flag pit stop of the night, it seems like, for these drivers. Jacob Wilson down pit lane as well. Kenny, looks like Kenny Kuko maybe down pit lane as well. Yes, it is. So those three drivers down pit lane. When will Sage Greco now pit? And we'll save Greco down pit lane. Looks like he won't this time. Christian Proctor. As looks like Dylan Canova down pit lane now. So overcuts and undercut strategies throughout the field. We'll see which one works. As caution is out, action on the racetrack. Not sure who caused it, but looks like Sage has blown up engine down pit lane. So someone in pit lane here. Maybe in Dan Ames. Possibly there, blown engine for him. As this changes everything for everyone. Also, looks like Dan Ames and Brian Lorenzo hard hitting the inside wall for Dan Ames. Bring out our fourth caution that here around lap 73. Wow, that's super unfortunate for those drivers who just came down pit lane. We could be a lap down, and now Sage Greco. And those drivers who stay out are in perfect position to capitalize now. So here's off the turn 2. Looks like Dan Ames is not clear. He just came up the racetrack, and it's Brian Lorenzo there on the front straightaway. Looks like Dan Ames also going to be out of tonight's race as well with a blown engine. So pit lane open this time by. I expect the top 5 to pit here stayed out an extra few laps. See right now, Sage Greco could be our race leader once this thing goes back green. Now side by side here, as looks like Sage Greg gonna go choose the bottom of the racetrack. Christian Proctor up top, Jake Raven on the bottom, and Carson Rearland on the top. Everyone else will be on the bottom of the racetrack. We'll see if they delay the green here. I'm sure they'll be able to get back around. As you see the back right there, let's feel caught back up. But we'll see in the meantime if the admin team does decide to delay the green here. See that a few times. Yeah, they will delay the green, so green is delayed. So we'll just go one more time around, and it's gonna be 22 laps to go once we go back green here. Let's here we go. Pace car off in the pit lane. Out to go back green. Sage Greg on points as green flag is out. Once again, another great restart for his 17 machine. We'll see if he'll be able to stay out in front. He hasn't had the short run speed that most of the other drivers have had, but he's had the really long speed so far tonight. Clearly, just like last week at Phoenix. As off of turn number 2, excuse me. Looks like the top 5 or so will clear it out. We'll run back. You got Dylan Canova in 6th place and Latham Joyner in 7th. So the drivers have to work their way around. Looks like Jacob Thorne, who stayed out maybe on tires, trying to get a lap back on older tires, excuse me. And now 1 lap complete. Looks like Dylan Canova is still in 6th place. Latham Joyner still in 7th. Canova making it work quickly. It's 3 wide middle. He goes off of turn 2. Risky move, but he has to get it done here. He's going to go from 6th to 4th here in quick lead. Looks like he'll clear the bottom of the racetrack, and here comes Latham Joyner as well, as he'll clear. It's up the racetrack to go. Joyner a bit loose on those colder tires, but it looks like Roland hits the outside wall. So now can go up to 4th, Latham Joyner up to 5th. Latham Joyner also set the fast lap of the race last time by, so they're going to be on their way up to the race lead here in a few moments' time if they can make it. With 20 laps to go, only 1.3 seconds back. It's gonna be a tough task though for those drivers behind him. Got to get around Christian Proctor and Jake Raven, and then get up to the back bumper of Sage Greco, all in a matter of 19 laps now this time by. It's definitely gonna be a tough ask for those 2 drivers. But further on, back at Robert Altman, Timothy Presley, who's been really quick so far tonight as well on these shorter runs. Looks like just kind of struggling here later in tonight's race. It's Jorge Lesmo Jr. and Kenny Kuko side by side here for 8th and 9th. Jorge Lesmo Jr. will stay in front of Kenny Kuko for now, but now Dylan Canova side by side here. Looks like with Jake Raven, as looks like Latham Joyner hit the outside wall hard there. As we're going to stay behind Jake Raven for now for third. That's got out of the top to the pole just slightly more here with 16.5 laps to go down the Las Vegas back straightaway. So right now these drivers got kind of running out of juice right now. Don't know a guy around Jake Craven, but he hasn't really had the speed so far for Christian Proct up ahead. He was about a 10th quicker last time by. I just think he's kind of ran out of some juice here late in tonight's race with 14 laps to go. He's got to hope for maybe a late race caution here these next 14 or so laps. As Latham Joyner's lost the position there to Christian Macrelli in that 50 machine. As Macrelli having a good night so far in that 5th place spot. As Latham Joyner losing another spot here to possibly Carson Rowlands. Oh, Latham Joyner outside wall again. He may have some wheel damage on that 3rd machine. Struggling here now as he's down to 8th behind Jorge Lesman Jr., who moves himself up to 7th place here late in tonight's race. Most of single file throughout the field. A few battles maybe here late between Dylan Canova, Jake Graven, and Christian Macrelli. As here comes Jake Graven on the outside, has some clean air on that right front of that 37 machine. It's a bit loose off of turn 4, but he could maybe work himself in the top 3 spot here in a few laps time. He still has plenty of time, 11 laps to go. Canova gonna give him that clean air though through 1 and 2 as Raven wraps around the bottom of the racetrack. It's off of turn 2, looks like. Raven gonna give Macrelli that top side. But here he comes to the bottom of the racetrack for 3rd. Side by side here with Canova. Off of turn 4, it's gonna be tight here. Raven gonna give him plenty of room. That's gonna slow down his momentum down the tri-oval. Looks like Canova will clear a little bit into turn 1, but Raven gonna send it back to the bottom of the racetrack here with 10 laps to go through turn 1. Will it be able to work now? Down the back they go. Macrelli up top. He's now side by side with Jake Graven. So now it's going to be almost 3 wide here off of turn 4 low. Almost some contact as well. But there, Noble will finally clear that 3rd place spot as his chance at the win most likely going to be over tonight. Let's get that late race caution as Macrelli boosted himself up to 4th place in that 50 machine. It's now side by side for 4th and 5th. As watch out for the drivers behind them. Carson Rowland and Jorge Lesman Jr. could get in the mix here. And they both probably won that top 5 finish here at Las Vegas. Coming to 8 laps to go this time by. Looks like Mac really gonna clear down the back straightaway. Yes, he will on the interior turn number 3. So single file out for 4th and 5th for now, but like I mentioned, watch out for Carson Rowland or Jorge Lesma Jr. They can maybe have something for that top 3 spot and maybe even the top 5 spot as well. As either the closest battles on the racetrack here currently with 7 laps to go as Sage Greco has pulled out his gap to 1.5 seconds over Christian Proctor. As he's trying to win the Charlie Strong 150 at Vegas. He's looking really good here. Come the 6 laps to go. Here comes Mac Rowley to the inside of the racetrack. He's looking for 3rd on Dylan Canova. Almost some contact there in the front straightaway. Canova has to move up the racetrack just a little bit. Down in turn number 1. They're side by side for 3rd place. Watch out for Jake Graven as well. He could take advantage of his momentum. Down the back straightaway. Mac Rowley will clear. Will look for a crossover move from Canova. Not quite down the back. This is a single file for now. And Jake Graven maybe do something here late as well. Go from 5th to 3rd here as here goes the inside of Dylan Canova. Side by side behind Mac Rowley. They're still side by side behind this 50 machine. No one really able to get an inch of getting too much time. It looks like Canova got to clear down the back. So both drivers on the outside wall. That might allow Jake Graven to maybe make a move out on the turn number 1. He's got to peek to the outside line. He just does not have the momentum to do much. From the 3 laps to go this time by. Sage Greco out in front, looking really good right now. Let Jordan continue to fall back here. He's going to get past here from Kini Kuko for 8th place spots, but we're back out for 4th and 5th as Christian Mac Rowley pulled away big time. Jars behind. As now Canova and Raven fighting for that 4th place spot. Off of turn 4, Canova gets the outside wall a little bit there. Once again, it's 2 laps to go this time by. Canova now clears. He try to claw his way back to that 3rd place spot. Or did he just use up his tires a little bit too much? Trying to catch up to our race leader of Sage Greco. He's entering turn number 3 right now. Got through some lap traffic as well of Jacob Thornton, who stayed on those older tires to get his lap back. Off of the turn 4, comes the white flag this time by. Sage Greco is 1.5 miles away for picking up his 2nd win of the season and being the first driver to do so as well. We'll see as just to make it through a couple more corners here. As he works his way off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway here at Las Vegas. Go back to the battle for 4th place. Looks like Dylan Canova has pulled away from Jake Raven here off of turn number 2. Raven doesn't really have much of a shot here. And no other battles really on the racetrack here currently. But off of turn number 4, Sage Greco will be the first driver in Season 5 to pick up 2 wins in the Top Tier Racing O'Reilly Series. Sage Greco wins in Las Vegas and the Charlie Strong 150. Still Canova, Jake Raven 4th and 5th. Close kind of at the line, but this could be Christian Proctor picking up 2nd. And Christian Mac Rowley to finish in 3rd. And Jorge Lesma Jr. 6. Great run for that 44 machine. Sage Greco gonna pick up the win here tonight at Vegas. I'm sure he thought he kind of deserved the win last week at Phoenix. Kind of got caught up in some late race cautions and some strategy calls not going his way, but strategy goes his way tonight here at Vegas. He's gonna pick up the win. A great performance for that 17 machine. Sage Greco resets in the pit lane. We'll take a quick break. Right back and we'll talk to our top 3 finishers in a moment's time. As we're back live here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, get a quick look at our race results here for the Charlie Strong 150 at Las Vegas. Sage Greco will pick up the win here tonight over Christian Proctor in second, Christian Macrelli in third, Dylan Canova fourth, Jake Riven fifth, Jorge Lezo Jr. in sixth, Carson Rilland in seventh, Petey Kuko in eighth, Nathan Joyner in ninth, and Timothy Presley rounding out the top 10. Robert Altman will be 11th, David Chivley 12th, Nick Ruffini 13th, Thomas Osborne 14th, Dan Farron in 15th, Jacob Wilson 16th, and the first driver a lap down, Jacob Thornton in 17th, Trav TV 18th, Brian Lorenzo in 19th, Dan Ames in 20th. 21st will be Brady Floyd, Jonathan Marsh will be 22nd, Michael Wiseman will be 23rd, Marty White 24th, JD Van Kirk 25th, and Bryson Anderson in 26th place here tonight at Vegas. So we're going to speak to our race winner here of Sage Greco, who won the pole position and wins the race here tonight as well. Kind of sweeps the night here at Vegas. Hello, Sage, you got a copy?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
So you pick up the win here in that Vegas. You got pole position. Didn't maybe have the short run speed in the race, but that long run speed showed off again here tonight, just like it did last week at Phoenix. So talk us through your kind of your race as well as a whole.
Yeah, man. So like early run, I think the top in 1 and 2 was faster, but the bottom was harder to run with the bumps. But if you could hold the bottom, long run, it wouldn't wear the tires out as bad. Really just needed long runs, man. Same with Phoenix. Hope kind of was praying we didn't get a caution there at the end, and we didn't. So yeah, not bad. It's unfortunate for the guys that got stuck a lap down there, going in the pits.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how close were you pitting there at the end? Were you coming in the next lap, the same lap, or how close were you pitting there before that caution came out?
I was gonna come in the next lap, so at about a lap and a half, I was gonna come in. Yeah.
Well, it looks like you made the right call here tonight, and you pick up your second win of the season, first driver to do so this season as well. So congrats on your win here tonight at Las Vegas. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's win?
No, thank you. Don't have anything.
Well, congrats on your win, like I said, tonight at Las Vegas. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
Thanks, brother. God bless.
So Sage Greco in that 17 machine going to pick up his second win of the season. We'll talk to another race winner of the season at Coda. He's going to finish second here tonight. Christian Proctor also stay out on that before the caution came out. He takes advantage of that one as he's just quick all night. He's going to round himself off in the second as well. Hello, Christian, you got a copy?
Yeah, you got me?
Yep. So you round yourself off in the second here after a little bit of a late race caution. Stayed out during the before the caution came out, came down pit lane and took second. Kind of never looked back. Talks to your kind of second half of that race.
Second half of the race, after the caution, I was trying to stay out to about lap 75. I wanted to get about a 25 lap run on the tires. Kind of worked out in my favor there, and was able to, stay second there on the restart. Tried getting there to sit the Sage's bumper, stay with him, but dude was quick. I couldn't stick with him, so I just tried staying ahead of P3, and luckily they were battling out back there, slowed each other down, so I was able to kind of pace myself and hold on to second.
Yeah, it's a great result here tonight at Las Vegas. Looking forward to next week at Darlington. What's your thoughts there on quite a tricky racetrack in South Carolina?
Oh, I'm not the best at Darlington. Probably just going to be looking to keep the car clean and not get in any more trouble this season.
Yeah, definitely. But you pick up second here at Vegas. Great result for you tonight. Anyone to thank for tonight's great run?
I just want to thank my team, Subpar Motorsports. We like to work together, make each other better, and growing stronger every day as a team.
Yep. Congrats on your second place here tonight at Vegas. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
So that was Christian Proctor, our second place finisher, and also a previous race winner at COTA this season as well. So having a good season so far for that 13 machine, as currently he's second in the points behind Jacob Wilson. So he could be looking at Wilson. Not the best night tonight. I think he finished around 15th place. Actually, yeah, 16th place for Wilson. So we could have a new points leader in that 13 machine after tonight, but we'll see once the points get updated. But like I mentioned, next week we go to Darlington, and that's actually our next broadcast site as well in the Legends Racing Network, as Christian Macarelli not in the Discord tonight, so no third place interview tonight. So like I mentioned, top tier racing O'Reilly series, we go next week to Darlington. It's gonna be our next Legends Racing Network broadcast, as the Quantum Contender series was wrapped up last week, so no longer broadcasting them. Obviously, for the finale being last week at Auto Club, and also Superstar ARCA Cup Series should be coming up here, I believe, next week. Wednesday, they start their chase at Sonoma. So kind of finales going on kind of next few weeks and going into April, and then we have top tier racing starting pretty much race number 5. So getting to the thick of things here, and the chase kind of forming a little bit. These drivers don't have a ton of races to really get in a good position. This is really the true, I guess, quote-unquote, typical oval here on the schedule. So obviously it's following kind of the real-life schedule of the O'Reilly series. So obviously you got Darlington and Martinsville, Rockingham, Bristol. Those are very, very different racetracks. So you don't really get in the groove here on these schedules. Just constantly different racetracks being thrown at you every single week. So we'll see who can master that and who can kind of adapt the fastest. I think that's going to be the biggest thing this season, who can adapt to those different types of racetracks every week, I should say, every Tuesday night. But still, I'm Talon Jake, and thank you guys for watching here at Las Vegas, and we'll see you next week.